Good morning everyone. It's a pleasure. I'm probably going to get this video in the line of videos because we're again having a delayed time factor in getting them up for you. This is the last video I'm going to do for about a week, so I'm going to try to get as much crammed in here as I can. You guys are keeping me hopping. Really appreciate though all your responses, your loving comments, and you guys are just kicking butt and you're getting the knowledge. Some of you are working through some tough things. Some of you have made some choices in the past that you're finding out wasn't so good. Well, don't over fret about that. You know, the past is the past in your life. The medical doctors' days will be numbered in this way because they're using this concept of diseases and these toxic drugs to basically destroy the human race in a sense. You know, I mean, there's a lot of good things that happen, but there's a ton of bad things that's going on here. And so we really need to, and if you look at good and bad in that way, a lot of the spiritual people, of course, look at it as it just is. It's happening the way it is. It's the growth of consciousness. So, you know, we got to give love and all respect, but at the same time, we have to make some definite changes and some better understanding of the simplicity of health and actually the simplicity of your symptoms and what's going on here. And those of you that understand the lymph system and acidosis understand that. Because if you simplified it, it's just really a case of acidosis of the human body, which is a chemical state of dehydration, an anionic state of coagulation, where pain, swelling, the decay of cells take place, and the body's response to that with calcium, cholesterol, and edema, water. And you'll see that in every situation that exists. It's all just location, location, location. And some of you guys are just really getting this great. You're kicking butt. So, man, my heart goes out to all of you. Love you guys. We have a lady, Diane, from Michigan. She was a student in our school. She's a massage therapist doing tremendous work with the body. And I wanted to introduce her. She's going to sit in on this taping here. But come on in and say hi there. Yeah, come on in.
Hi, everybody out there. This is amazing, and it's a fabulous journey to be with Dr. Morse.
Thanks. She's sitting in getting clinicals here, and some of you that are actively practicing that want to sit in and get clinicals can do that. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, so I'm going to kind of tear into this, guys, and hopefully, again, if I don't get your questions answered, thank you, Drew. Thank you, my friend. Then you can definitely, if you're in a stat need or an emergency need and symptoms, you know, you call in here. I appreciate the those that are taking responsibility because we are getting a lot of calls. But we love you and we appreciate it. Don't get upset if you can't get in real quick, but we do appreciate this. You guys are asking some very good questions. Someone asked me a while back about maca. I don't overly familiar with that because I mean, it's a tuber basically. You know, it's a starchy veggie. It has been shown to have some prostate and male regenerative properties, kind of an aphrodisiac type of thing. You know, it's a starchy staple, if you will, prized by some, of course. You know, I think when it comes to the humans, you know, we're talking about that 256-year-old Chinese guy. And one of the statements, and you can Google this, just Google 256-year-old Chinese man, and he'll come up for you. But one of the things he's known for saying that he doesn't eat anything that grows below the ground, and the higher off the ground you eat, the healthier you'll be. And when you think about that, that pushes you into the fruit and the berry category. So, interesting stuff. You know, when you correlate all this down and all of you are getting on the fruits and berries, you're seeing tremendous results. And yeah, I mean, some people have to work through things, so don't get upset. We can't always make judgments when you're having a hard time going through detox. You know, our bodies are pretty advanced in their weaknesses for some people, pretty toxic lymphatically. Not too many people have clean lymphatic systems. I mean, I could probably count them in one hand worldwide. That's the problem. All right, so let's go into this so I can get your questions answered there, guys. This one comes from Matt, 5'9", 128 pounds. He's 118 now after doing the raw foods. Let's see. Let me see what he's looking here. He has achieved this yet forever. He's working on the raw food diet. He's in Canada. It's up there where it's really cold. There's no sun up there much, and he's wondering how he can get full spectrum lighting. And he's asking about tanning beds and things. And you know, you see this controversy going right now about, matter of fact, there's a, I don't know if you can call it a law. I think this color of law, but maybe a ordinance, if you will. But California, I think it was, is blocking tanning beds for teenagers and the like. The serious thing about it is, and you notice how I kind of follow the simplicity route. I could show you some pictures. I don't know if it'd be allowed on the internet too much, but some pretty grueling pictures of infrared treatments on the body and what that's done to tissue. And I'm just real cautious at isolating magnetics, and a good example is the tanning beds. I would say, you know, you get as much direct or indirect lighting as you can. I think that's real important. There are full spectrum light bulbs and stuff that you can get in your house, or perhaps you could turn those on a little bit. You have to be careful because we tried that and everything started decaying like it was sitting out in the sun. So it was difficult. Our books were breaking down and our desks were breaking down, and so we couldn't use that. But you could use it for short periods of time like you use with your plants. Another question here is from, maybe this is, this is Owen. Let me see here. He's been a heavy exerciser. I mean, really pounding the pavement. I mean, going out and pushing himself and pushing himself and pushing himself. And after a while, he started getting twitches, the quadricep spasms. Now he's having eye twitches. He's lucky he found raw foods 4 years ago, he said. Of course, his adrenals and kidneys are shot. You didn't say anything here, my friend, about about protein pumping, but I take it you were eating some. And it's obvious that you shot your adrenals. Of course, you're aware of that, and your kidneys. But remember, this connects to the giant lymphatic system. And so when you're pumping this much activity, you're creating a lot of lactic acid. And we've talked about this before. It's okay to create lactic acid if you can remove it. If you can't remove it properly, then you're going to hurt, and time builds up. And then, of course, the effort of the body to counter this acidosis that you created a lot of is, of course, going to be with calcium or cholesterol. And this is the thing you have to be concerned with, in the sense is that the more activity of the human body and then the inability to remove these wastes creates just what everybody's suffering with, acidosis. And acidosis isn't a disease, it's a process, a chemical state where the body can decay in. And this, of course, is met by the body's defense mechanisms of seeking something base to counter it. It's that simple. There's only two sides to chemistry, so it's not a difficult in understanding this. And then, of course, the most base chemistry in the body is either calcium, or cholesterol. Cholesterol preferably, because that's the adrenal steroids primarily. But when the adrenals are down, the steroids are down, you're going to see the use of the cholesterol in the body, especially when the acidosis becomes systemic. It's a major fight that the body's in to keep itself from being damaged. You see this fight everywhere in chemistry. Acid and alkaline, acid and base chemistry, fighting each other, working in that homeostasis. But the homeostasis of the human body is generally 80-20. So this is what's happened to you. You've got extremely acidic, you reach calcium, now you're going into spasms and things. And you've got to get that back. I check my parathyroid too, just to make sure that you can utilize this better. You're going to have to recover, build your adrenals up, use some adrenal glandulars, or use the adrenal herbal tincture, if you will. Definitely you're doing right, getting on the raw. I like the fact that you're adding parsley and dandelion juice. Good take on that. Build up your adrenals. Oh, you're in Ireland. Well, you know what? Why don't you call Jennifer? We have Margie's a good friend. We have a couple of naturopaths over there that's been to our school. And Margie, she really gets it well. And so she's a naturopathic physician over there. You would call in here to Jennifer and she'll give you Margie's name and everything, but she will help you over there in Ireland. I'm supposed to come over there and see you guys. I've just been putting it off there. She comes over here quite a bit and sits with me, but why don't you talk with her, my friend, and she'll help you over there. If not, which she will, of course. But if you can't find her, which you should be able to, we have all her information here. But get on that raw, get on the kidney formulas, get on the lymphatic formula, and really start moving that lymph system, you know, and go after this acidosis that you created. But I would hit the parathyroid gland and get more calcium utilization. We have a lady from Holland. Shireen, hi sweetheart. Appreciate all your comments, honey. I really do. We're trying to get everywhere, and you know, different things are working out, and some things aren't. So we'll see. But that's why you're there. I'd like to connect with those in these different countries that really want to set up some healing centers, and I'll help you set them up. Not difficult, simple. And come to our school and sit here maybe and get some clinicals, and you're good to go. It's not difficult because we're not out there treating diseases. Let the medical doctors do that. It'll be their doom. We're about health and vitality of the human body, and of course spiritually as well, emotionally and mentally, health of the whole. So, you know, we let everybody else do their own thing here. Thanks a lot, my friend. You got me hooked from the start, but when you mentioned New World Order. Yeah, Jesse Ventura, I really like that guy. He's really, I hope he comes back with some new shows. I tried to get him to do something with the IRS. I don't know if he will. But to expose the criminal activities of the Internal Revenue Service. These guys, when the right people get in, these guys are going to have to go to jail a little bit and sit around and contemplate their navel and get into their peaceful centers and stuff like that, because it's one thing to break the law, but then when you do it with the type of attitude they have, a butt kicking's coming. Not from me. I mean, you know, I'm part of that, though. There's another question. My wife, Belle, has had tumor in the right lung. Now, I've addressed this before, so that's on a previous video about that, getting heavy into the lung formulas, the 3-lung tea, really detoxifying the body. Get this out of there. She's on chemo, break for 3 months. I mean, I'm not going to go into that, Paul, but, you know, I've already did that on another video, man. your wife's going to get herself in deep trouble here, and, you know, people have to understand this isn't candy. Steve Jobs, you know what, a lot of people are dying that doesn't have to. You know, pancreatic cancer, very easy cancer for the individual to get rid of. And it, you know, I hate to even use the word cancer because it's such a misnomer. Remember, cancer is just a damaged cell by acids. I mean, the word it's just how medical doctors and the medical community has interwoven this bullcrap consciousness of diseases, and then the FDA and everybody's loading up and spending our monies on rating people and everything else because they're making claims about diseases. I mean, this is insane, and you're going to see some major clashes coming. You know, I know what you think, Lion Man, but at the same time, you know, remember Michael. You know, this is creation. You know, you go have fun. You fight the bull, blow up a bank, and you go on. You have fun, but at the same time, you got to keep things in balance. Positive people are here to do that. And that's by being a channel for the Supreme Being, no question. But it also uses you as a vehicle. Never forget that. You know, you can let it use whatever, but it also is using you. Swollen lymph nodes means your kidneys and adrenals need more help. You guys are getting it. Danielle, you're helping everybody. I tell you, you guys are really getting this good, and I love that. I just love what you guys are doing. You guys are becoming great healers. And that's what this world needs badly. To get rid of the intellectualism and get simplistic attitudes and consciousness going here.